Oh, caught in a calorie challenge. Oh, gotta drink milk by the gallon. Rah, 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 ah, ah. Roma, Roma, ma. Tesco, ooh la la. Want all your club card points. I want your protein, your carbs, and your fats. I want your butter smothered treats in my flat. I want your food. Food, food, food. I want your food. Yeah!
Good morning. It is Thursday and today we're doing a 10,000 calorie challenge. Well, actually Paul's doing a 10,000 calorie challenge. I'm not. Paul's gonna eat like Eddie Hall. If you don't know who Eddie Hall is the world's strongest man. He's from Stoke-on-Trent in England. He is one of my favourites in terms of athletes. I just love him. I love his attitude. I just think he's such a character. But he famously eats a lot of food because he is a big, heavy man. I've seen a lot of 10,000 calorie challenges on YouTube and people tend to just go and eat loads of junk food and pizzas and ice cream and they feel like shit. But I decided to do a bit more of a cerebral 10,000 calorie challenge. Paul's actually recreating meals that Eddie ate. I looked on his social media, his Facebook, Instagram. I also watched a couple of documentaries, one about Eddie Hall, one about just strong men in general, to get the ideas for the meals that he's going to eat. So we're going to the gym just now to train, and then Paul's got a client at Uni4, so I'm going to go home and make his breakfast. It's 8:30 and I've just trained and so has Paul. Paul's not feeling good because he didn't have a good sleep last night, so he's a little bit grumpy about having to do this challenge today. So we might reschedule for Sunday, but we'll find out. I'm going home and I'm going to make him an epic breakfast anyway because I know that will make him feel better, and I'm thinking if he has the epic breakfast then has a sleep, then maybe he'll feel a lot better and a bit more human. So I'll keep you updated. Okay, so here we have it. This is meal 2. We've got 10 rashers of bacon, 220 grams of beans, 3 Lorne sausage, yum, 4 scrambled eggs, buttered toast. This is actually 95 grams of porridge with 65 grams of hazelnut grenade spread. And then of course I've got like a litre of orange juice and some fruit. How you feeling?
Feeling quite good right now.
Yeah, you hungry?
Yes, I've earned this. Not
Okay,
really.
let's do it, babes. Tuck in.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to eat. I wanna munch you so much. At long last, breakfast has arrived. And I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. I love you more than most. As I pile eggs on my toast. And although I am taken, I eat 10 slices of bacon. And I cannot lie, I totally feel like a pie. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
Breakfast part 1 is finished. That's my breakfast there, which is 50 grams oats and some cottage cheese. And you're tackling your massive pile of oats. How you feeling?
It's hit the stomach.
Yeah. You're doing well.
I hate you porridge, I'm feeling pretty glum. I hate you porridge, for filling up my tum. I hate you porridge, trust in me when I say la 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 la, tra la 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 porridge.
Here we go. So this is 400 grams of whole wheat pasta, fibre. There's 500 grams of mince that's 15% fat. There's half a chorizo in there and a full orange pepper and some passata and herbs and spices and stuff like that. Lovingly made by your boo. I would say you're about halfway through and you're really struggling.
This is too much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing, like, I think because
This type of food.
it's the volume of food, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It's the, like,
feels like it's
so
about
much
to come back up.
pasta, yeah. I think we're just gonna have to take defeat on that one. We'll hold on to that plate, we'll put it in a Tupperware, and maybe you might want to finish it.
Yeah, if not, I'll eat it tomorrow.
Unfortunately, I think it was just the volume of pasta and meat.
It's beating me.
It's beating you. Did your best, well done.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Well done.
I'm gonna eat this because that felt so heavy. I feel like this might feel a little fresher.
Hopefully this will help.
It was unexpected.
So that's 285 grams is an entire mango and only 150 grams of salted caramel ice cream.
It was at this moment
Paul,
knew he fucked up.
I will try my hardest.
you will. I'm really proud of you. Oh, you finished your ice cream. Well done. Popo. Okay, so you're needing to go to work now. I'll bring you in maybe something to eat while you're there. Paul's going to coach 3 classes tonight at Unit 4 and then he's going to come home and he'll have his dinner and his dessert ready for him.
Never not looked forward to dinner before.
You'll be fine. You can do this. You can do this. I have faith in you. So it's 10 to 3 and there's a couple of disclaimers that I want to make when we're doing this 10,000 calorie challenge. Now, I've watched a lot of them online and people tend to eat just complete junk. So they'll have KFC buckets, whole Domino's pizzas and Ben & Jerry's, and yes, while I think it's easy to eat 10,000 calories that way, I don't think it is giving out a very good impression, especially if you are a fitness professional, because that's just effectively binge eating, and what does that show? I don't really think that shows much. What I wanted to do with this video is actually recreate an athlete's diet. Eddie Hall is 186 kilos. So his basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of calories that he needs just to maintain, not even factoring in that his activity, just to maintain his body weight, is probably about 5,000, just over 5,000 calories. And then you add in the fact that he is training so hard because obviously he's the world's strongest man. So you add in those calories, so 10,000 calories is what he needs to maintain that body weight, to get stronger, to avoid injury, and to also build muscle because he'll be wanting to get stronger as well. Paul is 95 kilos, so he's about half the weight of Eddie Hall. His basal metabolic rate is maybe about 2,700 calories. And Paul, while he trains hard, he probably doesn't burn as many calories as Eddie Hall does on a day-to-day basis. So I just feel like we need to be very aware of the context of these 10,000 calorie challenges. If I did it, my basal metabolic rate as a 68 kilo female is, I think, maybe about 1,800 calories. So obviously that's not factoring in my training. So if I did a 10,000 calorie challenge, that's just gonna make me so unwell, and I think maybe it's going to make Paul quite unwell. I think I need to be a good example and not just eat shit for your entertainment. I don't think that teaches you anything, and I also really wouldn't advise that you try this because this is going to cause Paul to feel quite unwell. I've just made these chicken and avocado sandwiches for Paul. That's a 300 gram chicken breast cooked in butter with a whole avocado. This is a massive avocado, it's about 200 grams, and some white bread. I'm going to take that down to him, he's working at the gym just now. It's about 6 o'clock, he'll finish work at 8 and then he'll come home and have his dinner at 8:30. So I'm just in the car, it's 6:30 in the evening and I've got a sandwich for Paul to take into him. I've got some thoughts for you that I'm just going to discuss just now before I go in. First of all, of course I'm going to think about how this is affecting me because I'm Shona, that's how Shona thinks. But the first thing that strikes me is the fact that I've had to be in all day to make his food. And if you watch the first Eddie Hall documentary, his wife doesn't work because her job is simply to make all his food for him. She cooks everything from scratch because obviously there is an attention to health and the quality of the food that he's eating as well. I've had to make his breakfast. I couldn't go out because I had to make his lunch. I had to be back in to make his second last meal, and then I'll be making his dinner again for him tonight. I don't know if Eddie's just not capable of making his own dinner, but there you go. So it has a huge effect on the partner of the person who has to eat like that, and it made me think, I wonder if I would be prepared to do that for someone else. I wonder if I could do what Alex Hall does. And I even wonder if I could even expect my partner to do that for me if I was an athlete of that caliber and I needed my other half to do that for me. And wow, it really makes you question what you would do in a relationship. Another thing that's made me think about is the sheer amount of packaging of the food as well. There's obviously the cost of the food. That whole shopping that I bought for the day was £42. So if you think about what that costs every single day for a week, that's, I don't know, I'll work it out for you. I think last night we worked out in the space of a year it's like £15,000 you need to spend on food to keep that amount of calories every single day. And then obviously sometimes Eddie eats out as well, so that adds that up, it makes it more expensive. But for me, I always think about the things that I do and the effect that it has on the environment. And there's so much packaging from all the food that we bought, and I just kept thinking as I was making things, there was more and more things to go in the bin and to go into recycling. And then on top of that, I know that you're gonna laugh at me, but I had to put my dishwasher on twice already today just because of all the pots and pans and plates and cutlery and cups and things that had got used. So yeah, it's just really got me thinking about things. While this was a bit of fun, there is things that we can discuss and learn from. So there you go. I'm going to take his sandwich into him just now and see if he wants to eat it. I'm not entirely sure if he even will want to eat it because last time I spoke to him a couple of hours ago, he was still so full. His stomach just felt like to even touch it, his stomach was hard, and that was just after 5,500 calories. So we'll see how we get on. He's got a litre of coconut water in there with him, and hopefully he's been drinking that because that'll add on some carbs as well. Any other time this would be such a good sandwich, wouldn't it?
Any other time.
Any other time.
Oh, tastes good.
Tastes good, yeah? We're on the home stretch, babe! This is the most happy I've actually seen you. Why is this?
I don't know. It's nearing the end.
It's near
I don't
the
realise how much I've still got to do though.
Well, it is 8 o'clock, we're about to head home. Paul's just finished work and he has just over 3,000 calories left to eat. It's not on the diet plan, but he's bought himself a little something to help him get through. How many calories are in that?
450.
Wow. Okay. So I'm gonna make him steak, vegetables and potatoes, and he's got some chocolate eclairs, and I think we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, aren't we, babe?
With this, I think we will.
Let's go. Oh, 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 oh.
Thank you.
Look at this. This is your last meal.
Yeah.
This is 500 grams of ribeye steak, some spinach, and a whole pack of crispy potatoes. Yum, yum, yum. How you feeling?
Okay. My head's been a bit of a mess all day thinking about this, but now it's kind of nearing towards the end.
Yep.
I'm actually quite excited.
Yeah, I think you've done so well. We've also got this just to wash it down. I don't know if Eddie drinks alcohol, but he's a big man. He probably does, yeah. So, there we go.
Sauce.
Let's do it!
Last bit. It's been a long day. Still got some chocolate eclairs to go. But
with my mother.
bad as
I
that.
used to watch a gentleman called George Dixon. Dixon Top Green.
Oh, dude! Isn't that amazing? No, you're not getting a piece. Last piece of food of the day.
Oh, thank goodness.
4 chocolate eclairs. You can do this, babes.
I'm very happy right now.
You can do this.
I'm very full.
You happy?
Real happy it's going to be over.
Yeah.
But here we go.
Pick up your. Oh.
Pick it up.
What's that?
The last bite. The very last bite of the day.
Yeah. Go for it. Whoa.
I'm done.
10,000 calories. Paul just ate like Eddie Hall all day. I'm so impressed by him. I think you've done really, really well. I'm really proud of you. Well done.
It was more challenging than expected.
As I said earlier, I think what started as a fun and silly challenge was actually
Quite tough.
really tough in that it put a strain on us. What you didn't see is that we have fallen out a few times today. It's because obviously Paul's done this for me and for my channel, which I'm really, really thankful for. We weren't quite prepared for how much this would actually take out of us both.
It's like the breakfast is fine, and then you get that feeling in your stomach when you hit the porridge, and then you realise you got to eat again, and you don't want to eat, and then you know you've still got to eat again that day.
Yeah.
And you start to get built up in your head. You're like, I don't do this.
It just removes all the pleasure out of eating, and it makes it just a chore. And
I have to admit, part of me was worried that if I'd find it easy, I would put a lot of weight on in the next couple of weeks.
but you did very
'Cause I would
easy, so that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's reassuring.
Yeah, but basically, the bottom line is we will not do this again.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
I won't.
not-
No, no, we won't do this again. No. But
I'm happy not being the
yeah,
strongest.
yeah, I'm happy that I'm not in a relationship with a strong man.
It was a fun experience.
Yeah,
Now that it's done.
okay, it's
gonna
done,
have
it's
its challenging days. It was fun because it was challenging.
Yeah.
You could probably do it a lot easier, but I think mentally you would be a lot more wrecked because like your blood sugar would be going up and down, your mood would be going up and down more.
Yeah. So the exact stats, Paul started the day at 95.5 kilos and he ended the day on
98.3.
which I'm really surprised about. I thought you would have gained a lot more than that. But have you pooped?
Not as the day's gone on. I had 4 this morning.
I wonder what Eddie Hall's poops are like. No, actually I don't. The exact stats were 449 grams of protein, 800 grams of carbs, 521 grams of fat. Only 63 grams of fibre. I think we could have done a bit better than that. And 280 grams of sugar.
That's pretty good.
280 grams of sugar, considering you had 800 grams of carbs, is actually not that bad. Like when you look at other 10,000 calorie challenges, people have a lot more sugar than that, so that's quite good. Anyway, I think that's done. I think that's done. It's bedtime.
I actually don't feel like stomach feels full and feel a bit fat.
Well,
I don't feel necessarily bloated. I just feel a bit tight around the stomach.
Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. That has been a real challenge for Paul.
Our relationship.
And a relationship. But we're still best friends, aren't we? Do you still love me?
And lovers.
Do you still love me?
Yes.
Good.
Just about.
Bye!